So today's topic is family matters. Does what your family thinks really matter? And I think it's essential that we have this conversation because there are so many situations that we walk into where we may or may not know what we're getting on the other side of I do, or a commitment, or a partnership, or whatever you want to call it. And I want to tell y'all a little story time. So I had a friend who got married about a year ago, and y'all know social media is the wave, and people are, very opinionated on there. Let's put it that way. And so her and her husband were babysitting their goddaughter, I believe, and they posted a picture on Facebook. And one of her aunts, I believe, hopped in the comments and gave her opinion and say something along the lines of, whose child are y'all babysitting when y'all have never babysat y'all's nieces and nephews? So, of course, my friend is ignorant. And she decided that she was going to hop on her keyboard and comment, basically, my husband and I can babysit whoever we want to because we know that these children's parents are going to come back. Whereas if I babysit my nieces and nephews, I don't know if I'll ever see their parents again. So let's be clear. So you just have to, that's just a little story time to let y'all know that family matters to a certain extent. And I think it was essential for us to be able to have this conversation today. And I wanted to bring in some guests who I know could add some value. So we're going to start over here with Miss Positively Meek. Say hello.
Hey.
And we have Dr. Grant in the building.
What's up?
We have Nikki again.
What's good, y'all?
We have Mrs. Freeman, some know as Cara.
What's popping?
And last, she's over here twerking just to create a visual. and last but not least, we have Ms.Nicole.
What's good?
All right. So I'm going to ask you, Mrs. Freeman, what does the phrase "you marry the family" really mean?
For me, definitely that just means taking into consideration just the whole picture, the whole aspect of family, even, the extension of your partner.
Right.
And who you choose to be kind of going forward. I know for us, when we went through marriage counseling, premarital counseling, we had to decide what role family was going to play in our decision making, even from down to like how we're going to raise our kids, and if somebody's mama gets sick, grandmama, who big mama going to stay with,
right,
the sugar, and all of that. You have to consider all of that. And we just decided for us, it was just going to be me and him at the top. We were going to cover our kids, and family and friends were going to go on the same level underneath that, just because we just wanted to have our own dynamic for our relationship, and didn't want to have to worry about they're going to have influence, but the overreach.
Yeah.
Overreaching
into my shit. Yeah,
the overreach. I mean, it's good when you're soliciting the family, but then just that impulsiveness, nah. If you start off like that, then
it's gonna go downhill. Absolutely, because that's when you run into mom thinks she can just pop up over and tell us what to do, or she sees something. She sees something on Facebook, or has a key that she used on a regular, not for emergencies. Or got an opinion, you post something on Facebook, she got something to say about it, or why they going to that school, why they playing that,
Yeah, never heard of it.
Set it up for So what would you say? Coming from your perspective, Mika, what would you say? Do you marry the family? What's that?
So I think the viewpoint I come from, or what I tell my clients a lot, is we talk about FOO. So family of origin is what that stands for. And just talking about that person is a representative of their family.
Okay.
So it's not always just like the position the family's going to take in decision making, but who are they?
Yeah.
Because and a great movie reference is Our Family Wedding with Lance Gross, and literally coming in, they're arguing because he was raised by his father. She came from a traditional Hispanic family, and it's that, like, your parents literally be, like, scrutinizing, like, is he gonna be good? Because he ain't have a two-parent home, and both of us over here, so how that's gonna work?
Yeah.
So thinking about that, and then, like you said, with decision-making, she didn't even, like, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law don't even have to talk sometimes because they raised that child. So while y'all having a discussion, they literally could be processing their head. Yo, my parents ain't gonna like this.
Yeah.
But they ain't even here.
They making a decision based off of
But they making a decision based off of how they were raised. And they know based off how they were raised, that's not gonna work.
Absolutely.
And even when you're raising your children, depending on how each of you were raised, that's the influence that you have and what you know. So therefore, things in your household are being influenced by your family, whether they're present or not.
Yeah, and you have to be mindful of that because sometimes, a lot of the times, parents will project certain things onto you, even when it comes to who you are dealing with. So it's like, I've seen situations where, say, if you come from a single parent household, and then they'll look at your spouse like, well, he was raised by his daddy. Bitch, I was raised by just you. So you want him from a 2-parent home, but I wasn't from a 2-parent home, and I'm okay. You know,
or the parents having these unrealistic expectations for your partner, and then you looking at them in the decisions they make. You ain't even do this shit
because they don't live vicariously
gotta be this.
It's like the thing I always tell people about. My mom always says she wants to see me walk down the aisle, and I think I do too. Ultimately, however, for people that don't know, I am one of 5 children. Project that onto your other 4 kids or yourself. You can walk down the aisle. Like, so, you know, so that projection of like, if I was to say like, I don't want to be married, I don't want to have kids, you know, then they got this disappointed look on their face, you know. So then it's like, if I was to be in a position where I have a partner or I get married, they would probably, if I allowed it, have to listen to my mama, probably getting them in a corner, talk to them. When you gonna get Shayna pregnant? What do you mean? This is my body, you know. So it's all relative as far as when you cross the barrier of who that person was raised by and the influence it's going to have, because like you said, it may not be direct, but indirectly, mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin has something to say. And we all have, I would say, in your family, whether if it's not a parent, it's somebody in your family that you kind of listen to, that you go to. And so it's like, if that's the person that's in your ear, you start to think twice, like, But
where I find that the family starts to kind of interject the most is, and this is not from my experience, because my husband has a very, very strong, sound mind in who he is, and not allowing anybody to sway, you know, how he makes decisions.
Right.
But when the family feels their influence kind of weaning a little bit, and they're like, oh, he used to be like this, but now he got with that girl. Now you don't want to now everything she say, Carr said, this bitch the Bible now. You know, and then now all of a sudden here come the problem. Well, you know, we don't believe that, and we kind of, and our family, we do it this way.
Yeah, so they feel like losing their influence.
Or
this particular
a power trip almost.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's coming in. I'm used to be having control over situations.
Yeah.
And now she's having an influence, and I don't like that. But but we're supposed to be married.
And then it turns into in return I don't then it turns to I don't like her because I don't like that. So now I don't like her, and you have to deal with a whole other dynamic. So tell me, how did you all prioritize where like people and things fell in life? Because you said you all placed you all at the top of the totem pole, and then what was it, like family and friends and life? And because I read this article that said that ideally that's what you want, say, your husband to do, like it's what you said, but sometimes they said in reality a man will sometimes place like his job or career, then his hobbies, then his family of origin, then his family that he's created. I think those are like mama's boys sometimes. But how did you all decide? Like, what influenced you all? Or did you just kind of come in already knowing, like, we're going to be number one?
Because we already had children in the picture.
Okay.
It was a easy given. Like, it wasn't that, like, you know, we were building this thing. We already knew it was important for us to kind of, you know, take care of each other.
Right.
And if we're working this thing together, that's going to overflow onto our children. And nobody else is going to pay those bills in this house but us. So, that was the main deciding factor.
Who pays these bills?
Who's gonna pay these bills? And we talked about that often. Like, ain't nobody paying for shit up in here but me and you.
Me and you.
So,
me and you.
Outside here, it doesn't matter.
It don't.
You can not like something. Take that into consideration. But
use that as a lesson for your home.
Who's the captain now?
Who's
the captain?
I'm the captain.
So Jane, what would you say? Do you think wedding vows are to the spouse or to the whole family?
I feel like that is to your spouse. Me with weddings is I'm not really a big wedding person, but I think sometimes the real meaning and the real focus gets lost in all the other, you know, in everybody's opinions. That's another time where your family could chime in. They got all kinds of opinions. Well, we normally do this, or well, we do this here. Why she want to do that? Why she want to dress like that? You know, so it becomes different, because that's why I noticed that even in my family when my older brother got married, just like the shift there, and you know, just people like, but he did good. He stood by his wife, and I was like, hey, I appreciate that. I ain't never gonna make you feel like you can, you know, push it. But it should be about, you know, you and that person. It's a vow to that person, like me and you are choosing to do this together. Right. You know, it's not our families or it's not our friends. It's none of that. It's me and you have made a choice that we feel like, you know, we need to create this union. We need to create this bond, and you know, we're in this for life together. So you know, it should be about me and you.
Yeah.
Leave and cleave. Leave your mama and daddy. Yeah. Exactly. And cleave to your
wife.
Exactly.
Why do you guys think that some people still, like, 'cause I agree absolutely with what you all said, but some people will still show up and say I do to their wife or their husband, but still everything that the family says, well, I got to see what my family think.
I think you have to be careful what you ask for. Because I think a piece of what we're talking about, too, is when you have somebody that's truly traditional. Because a lot of us talk about, like, there's certain aspects of our family we want to make sure we never lose. There are some people who know their family for generations and generations back. So if that is truly the case, then of course y'all gonna butt heads when it comes to those issues because that's a tradition. So if you see things differently or you don't value it the same, you breaking tradition. So I think sometimes it's important when you're talking to someone to understand what's the tradition and then like what's just this is what's happening. You don't understand why it happened. Because if there's an understanding behind it, that's gonna be a brick wall. And then also too that piece of I can love you, like honestly love you and know that you make me best, like make me better, but also understand that there are pieces of me because depending on like the lifestyle, the family makeup, it may be that there was something that the family, they haven't even gotten from their family yet. So they can't completely let them go because they haven't received what they needed from them to even move on to be with somebody else.
To have their own independence and be able to create their own life. Because that's where I feel like it gets messed up. When you, like you said, you feel like you notice a quality about your husband that he is very headstrong to the point where he don't let nobody sway him. This is the decision that I make. This is what it is. I know that this is best for me and my family. I know this is best for me and my spouse or whatever. There's some people that are not, all the way confident, stable in that mindset and really know who they are and spend time developing their own individuality to stand out. Because all the family is a pack. It's like your group. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to stand out and be like, no, I don't really want to do that. Okay, you want to go over there? Y'all want to do that every Sunday? I kind of want to go over here. And being able, like, I'm okay with standing out. And so I think it gets tricky when it is a situation, and you have a person that maybe your family is not really vibing with or they don't really like certain things, and then you kind of stuck in the middle because you ain't really be able to define yourself and define your voice and be like, no, this is what I'm doing, this is what me and my wife are doing, this is what me, whatever my spouse are doing, so I think it matters if you really know who you are and if you really you spend that time creating the type of life that you want with that person. It's not just about you.
But sometimes people get really wrapped up in what my family traditionally does. And all traditions are not good.
No.
I mean, let's be clear. So it's like, oh, well, we always did it this way. But that worked 10, 15, 25, 30 years ago. That may not work for... That may not even work for you.
I'm just been doing
telling me this. And then if you know me or love me and we're trying to build something or create something together, then traditions, I guess, are okay. I mean, if you want to think about it that way. But if you're building your own thing, you're supposed to be creating your own.
Exactly.
And so sometimes those traditional thinking, quote unquote, is a hindrance. So it's causing people not to remove themselves from the umbrella of, my family. You know, you can respect your family, but doesn't mean that your life has to be navigated in the, shadow of your family. You know?
So to add on to that too, a lot of that is just all fear.
Fear
of change, fear of, well, what if I do it your way and we fail? Fear of being left out from what's comfortable, which is your family. I mean, and that's the hard part, because marriage is uncharted waters. Like, you've never done this before, and for some of us, we look at our parents as successes. Like, why just want to do it the way my mom and dad did it? My daddy always did this for my mama. My mama always did it this way. And so I'm gonna consult them anytime you have a problem, because I look at them, it's like
the blueprint.
This is the blueprint.
The formula.
So you might not always know how they got there.
Exactly. That's true. You don't know what
every piece of the journey.
Who had to stay when they really wanted to go.
You don't know
that's usually what happens behind them stories for 30, 40, 70 years. We don't talk about what grandmama had to endure.
So somebody died.
Like, well, he really, they say he got a love child.
If you want to go like a little further into that too, like when you think about it, those traditions that we're talking about should be things that we like are establishing while we're single. Like, what is that you like to do, etc. Because if we understand traditions to be what our families have done, but we know when we get in a relationship, we want to create our own traditions. We creating traditions with the understanding that I have to be okay with my children coming in and deciding to do something different.
Yes.
But nobody does that. When you create traditions, you're thinking about my great-grandchildren gonna do this.
That's the reason why we do it.
Yes. You're not taking
I do this, so you little niggas can come out and you better keep it going.
And you better
keep it going.
So you're not leaving room
from the grave. Don't disappoint.
We are right.
Which is also why our families have to vet so much the other person we're bringing in, because they need to vet how how close are that person's family's traditions to yours. So if y'all morph them together, it's still somewhat looking alike. Right. Or if it's gonna be they finna change up the whole game plan, and we done. Generational wealth, we think about that, but think about all the traditions that get y'all to generational wealth. You gonna work in this store that I built.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's not all families, but I know African American families
definitely and we mad if you don't want to be a carpenter like that.
It comes with like a contract. Like I done started this. And here's how you gonna keep it.
Yeah.
But if you deter from my path, then you can let that go.
Yeah.
So I think that's another piece too, and your spouse has to be aware of that coming in. Like if that's truly the case, then in order to get this inheritance, this is what we gonna have to do. Am I cool with giving up who I am?
That's like entrapment. Like if you don't do this shit, you're not getting this $1 million.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Yeah.
True story.
Right. Meg said they're gonna call me Neverhead Hoe one more time.
And I'm out this bitch.
And I take this prince to damn cannabis.
You gonna learn today? You gonna learn today? She said, I'll show you better.
Harry, let's go.
Let's go. Pack the shit. We're ready.
He was with the shit. Harry was ready to go. But that's so true.
She married the family, and then she had to be like, I'm taking him, and we breaking away from the whole family.
She's like, bruh, do the math. You ain't gonna never be king. Never, ever.
And they probably didn't have that conversation though.
People were saying that's probably nothing new. He probably been
thinking about it.
Exactly. Probably that was already there. She just came in and was like, okay.
Because he was a lot like his
flower now. It's no longer a seed. Let's go.
He was a lot like his mom in the sense too of kind of like breaking away.
That's what everybody was saying. Yeah, that's what everybody was saying.
He was,
and that's what I think when you do, I think that I like you mentioned like being single and really being able to kind of establish that with your interactions with other people. That's why I think it's fun to like. I here recently, before I never used to bring people home, but here recently I dated some people and I brought them home, and it was just so funny because it just took the like it was like almost like being around my family. I just saw them even more, and I see what my family like. I'm picking up on what my family's seeing in these people, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, okay, they kind of show a different side of it. Yeah. But I think if you in that moment when you're dating and when you're trying to establish yourself as an adult, because we are children, and some families, I know sometimes in my family it's hard to like, I'm always the granddaughter. I'm always this. Until I'm start coming in, people got, health issues, and I'm like, we're taking your ass to the hospital.
Right.
They don't want to listen, but then I'll be like, no. This ain't Baby Jane.
Right.
Okay. This is Dr. Grant. Get your ass out to the hospital. Period. And so it just, I think with how you establish yourself when you are creating your life and the type of, relationships that you want to have and how you speak up for yourself. I think that helps you. So, you can say, okay, I do kind of like that tradition, but we're going to do it a little different. And it's going to be okay, grandma, come on. It's at 3:00. You can spend the night if you need to.
Right.
There we go. If not, we're still going to enjoy it. We'll send you pictures. There you go. You know what I'm saying? But I think if you just don't have that moment, you don't have that time to really build yourself. You don't really, I think you can get swayed by a lot of other people.
So much.
And we all can do it, even in that, but, it's different.
I think when you see that influence the most of, like, of your role in your family is when you have kids.
I believe it.
And look,
so tell us more. So what do y'all mean by that?
I'm gonna let Nicole boomerang off of that.
I was mom.
Yeah. So how do you see? How have you seen more of your role with having a kid?
Like, I guess being a mom now, like the way that I interact with Gabby and even her dad's mom watching, like I can sense that she wants to say something, and I'm looking like, please. Please. I'm waiting. But my mother has no problems whatsoever.
Quick
to tell me like, well, why did you do this? Did you Judy?
Yeah.
Now you Judy. Now you first name. I got to call you out your name.
Yeah.
Look,
No, we mama to mama.
I got right. In the mortgage. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I got this.
So you gotta like.
She's still alive.
Yeah. Exactly. She's breathing. She's walking. She jumped off this couch.
Yeah, right.
Because you're your parents' success story.
Exactly.
And I did it with you, and you came out fine.
Yeah.
Why you can't do it my way?
Yes. Exactly.
I fed you ham hocks at 4 months. You was fine. You fine.
Right. Yes.
That baby can have it.
Exactly.
In fact, we won't be doing that.
And we laugh and joke about the simple stuff, and it really do be that.
It is.
Like,
so true.
You ain't put rice in that baby milk yet. You ain't listening to the doctor. Yeah, you listening to the doctor. But the doctors don't know everything.
Yes. God.
Yeah.
Girl, you in my house. Please.
You
Then
come.
you'll be like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Or you come home from their baby, so they got a neck bone in their hand.
Yes. Yes.
So you just not gonna ignore my whole schedule and food and everything.
Yes.
Now you cut off and you mad. Your privilege.
And you mad.
Unless you supervise.
I told my mom that. I said, please, I swear. She's like, I'm gonna sneak a little chicken bone in his mouth. I'm like, no ma'am. No ma'am. I said, I didn't have no babies yet, but
Listen,
we'll fight.
me and mama just had this
What's wrong
conversation
with
because
you?
my mama always says she's gonna be my nanny and when I have a kid, and hopefully that can happen. But she's always I talk about vaccinations, and I do want my kid to be vaccinated, but I know in some of my research they don't have to get every single thing. So we just have like a very casual conversation. Not very educated because I ain't looked that far into it. Right. But she said some shit along the lines of, "Well, I'm gonna take the baby, get vaccinated, and they gonna get all on." Scratch the record. You already lost your privileges, and the little baby ain't even here yet. You definitely not.
You just gonna take my child to get a vaccination?
You just
I'm like, do you think it's okay to say that? Like you would never see this kid.
You gonna be talking to my stomach and
right.
be like, look, that's gonna be the last time you hear that voice, so enjoy that.
Don't even remember that voice, baby.
But that's what they do. Like so, like me and my husband gonna have to beat you down. Like
I'm telling you, my mom and dad said, baby ain't even here. You over with.
Yeah.
So
you
question with that, and I know you got a whole agenda.
Yeah, you fine.
But how do you establish healthy boundaries with somebody that you love and trust and value?
Oh, I've already started.
How do you? I mean,
No kids here.
I'm gonna tell you,
I think
mamas is cold.
They are.
Mamas is cold.
And I think babe, I'm colder.
That guilt. Of,
no.
Well, I guess you didn't think I did a good job with you.
Baby, you did okay. That's me. You know me. You did okay.
A lot of this shit was trying by fire on my head.
Because when I think back, because I have a hard time remembering shit you actually taught me. I feel like I taught myself everything in life.
The testimony they came.
A lot of this shit the streets learned me. By myself.
All day by myself. Listen, I think in establishing healthy boundaries, in all seriousness, it's so important, and I establish them now because I like with my mom. It's certain things that, and not just my mom, family members. Period. You know, like they say, no is a complete sentence, and I'm always respectful, and it's always about how we move with things. Like for instance, so we had recently had a family member pass away. 7:30 in the morning, my mom sends out a text, and I done told her about this before. So I said, I ain't embarrassed in front of the family and nothing. I sent a separate text. I was like, my mental health is very important, and I do understand that you wanted to share with us who had passed away. Fortunately, it wasn't a family member that was super close, so it didn't completely fuck up my day. But I was like, when something like this happens, I was like, don't send this out via text message to the family at the start of people's day. I said, because this family member, I did stay with her for a period of time right after college. I said, so it was kind of like on my heart about it. I was like, but how you maneuver with giving this information or how you move when doing things, I said just be mindful of people and how they move in the world. And we got to go through our whole day and we got to be thinking about this and how you deliver this information. Like when I opened that text, that wasn't what I thought I was about to see. So that's
just the generation of Calvin dead.
Yeah, like,
my father left my grandmother's death on my voicemail. I got out the shower and heard it on a voicemail.
I have literally got that call. So and so dead.
On the voicemail?
On
the voicemail. I was in the shower, the phone rung. My bio dad and I have an interesting relationship. So when he called, I know usually it means something big is happening. But never did I ever expect to play back my voicemail and hear, he calls me Punchy, it's my nickname. Hey Punchy, just call me back. Your grandma died,
What?
And that's the way he talks. Deep voice and everything. And I'm just like, I remember I called my mama, and here go my mama. Well, that's your daddy.
That's y'all. That's how so and so is.
What? But do you understand, Ma? I just, like, I can't even cry right now because I'm upset at the fact he left it on my voicemail. I can't even process. He left it on the voicemail. And, like, literally, I will never forget the day she died because it still, like, turns out the voicemail. Like,
look, if Zero Fucks Given had a face, it would be
that voicemail.
Oh, my.
But, you know, to add
That's
to that,
what it is.
my mama has, it's 7 girls. 6 sisters. We call it, me and my cousins call it the sister network.
Yeah.
If you tell one something,
everybody
business.
Knows.
So you talk about influence of the family. Imagine like the sisters banding together to support your mama bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So when you try to check one, you better fucking suit up because all of them come. Well, I heard what you had said to your mama,
and that was disrespectful. And that was disrespectful. And I'm just gonna tell you,
she done too much for you to talk about. You ain't gonna get a baby XYZ, and you not gonna let her do this and that. Down to the small things, like you said, parenting is where you see that overreach the most.
Yes.
Planning a wedding, parenting, and I'm gonna even go as far as say a goddamn funeral.
Let me tell you, but people don't understand it. Me and my friends talk about this a lot. I would say most of us around the same age. Our generation is one of the first, number one, I would say, to really work on our mental health. And number two, be very vocal about it and stand strong in it. So the thing is, we know how to talk to you in a respectful way. We know how to educate you very clearly on what we mean. So you cannot come in and say that I disrespect you because they love to try to pull that card.
And I was saying, look now, I love talking about boundaries.
Yeah.
Because my family, I love my family. I come from a close-knit family. We just are lovers, we're givers. But sometimes they just do a little too much. I'm like, okay, I need you to chill. So I've learned watching my mother and her mother interacting, just how there's times she was like, nope, me and, she'll be like, me and my dad, or, me and my husband are going to, that's not your place. I need you to stop saying
she draws the line right there.
I need you to do whatever. She'll draw the line. She's like, this is my house, mama. All right now. I'll talk to you later.
She tried to keep it cute.
House. Right. Cute. So there have been times where in my adulthood and in my transformation with me being so, alternate from my family, the way that I eat, the way that I do things, how my spirituality, things are very different. I've had to set boundaries and I've had to learn to be like, no, we're not going to do
this
that.
Is not
I'm not
happening.
yelling at you. Do not yell at me. Okay, if you can't do it right now, then we can talk in a minute. You can call me back. When you take a minute. But if not, I'd still love you. I will talk to you later. And just learn how to really break it. But it's teaching them to kind of do it too.
How to navigate with us.
Exactly. But I'm just like I had a moment with my aunt. Whew. And me and my aunt are very similar. So I had a moment with her, and she started getting kind of like, well, look, little girl. So she called it little girl. So that's
number one. Record scratch.
Trigger. Grown ass woman here.
Yeah.
So she was like, well, listen. Did I say, I said, Aunt Lan, I will not do this with you right now. If you want to talk to me another time, we can. I have a big test to take in the morning. This was right before I was about to take my licensure. I'm not doing this. It was like 9 o'clock at night.
It's always the big days.
Right.
You want
to do this to me right now? You want to do this to me right now? So I was like, no, ma'am.
No.
She's like, no. I've been talking about it. I've been saying it. Everybody knows I'm stressed. So I'm just like, I will not do this right now. I have my exam in the morning. We can talk later. So then later on, I get called. My mom's like, well, you feel like you disrespected her. I said, Mom, I did not disrespect that woman. Not one time. When I could have, I did not. I said, this not. I was like, I enforced my boundaries. She said, well, nigga, enforce them different next time.
Nah.
You ain't coming for her sister. I got a question.
Differently.
Does dependency, because we all have siblings and relatives that are dependent on family. Does dependency open the door for influence?
Absolutely.
You and your girlfriend, y'all staying up in your mama's house.
Yeah.
You talking about boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundary that ass into your own place.
Exactly. So that happened to me, and then I moved out the next month. That happened to me.
I'm getting up out of
my ass to Bellevue. I said, that's the last time.
They're never gonna do this.
Okay, apartments, Nashville. I can't do it.
So my sister was telling me about a coworker. So how she ended up married is a whole different podcast. But her and her husband, he's very he's uber religious. His family comes from that background, so he's one of those people that really listens to everything his parents says. So they had a baby, and they were getting a house. Well, they didn't go get this house. His mom went found the house, told them this is where they're moving, right? And I
said, did she pay for it? Because that might,
Okay, and so I don't have that part yet. Exactly. But the thing about it is, they gave her the influence when she was on maternity leave. He took leave from work, and so they was like, "Oh, well, we'll pay all your bills." I was like, the moment she heard that, she should have been like, "Damn, they gonna think they could run this whole motherfucking house," and that's what happened. So their entire opinions was. She put them in marriage counseling. The mama said, y'all gotta go to counseling. Not they decided to.
I wonder, were there any signs of that though? Like, could she have saw that coming ahead of time? You know what I mean?
Yeah. She probably could have if she'd been looking.
But the family didn't like her, so she probably was just like, here for the ride.
Yeah. Basically.
Because all help ain't free. And
a lot
of times we subject ourselves and we put ourselves in these situations to where if you like mom and daddy every time something happened, we need help with the rent, we need help with this, exactly. And then you don't want nobody to say nothing to you. I mean, the best way to keep people out of your business is to
stop
have your own business.
Unfortunately,
find a business that pays you.
Because the more you ask, the more input they have. So speaking of, you mentioned about how like the family wasn't really a fan of hers. So if you have a partner, you just know that that's all in with his family, kind of like them, and but their partner is not really the family's cup of tea. How do you work around that? Do you try to ignore it? Do you let them come in and take over?
Ooh, how
so basically, say you in a relationship. So say you got a boyfriend or husband, and the family don't like your wife. What do you do?
And what are your expectations? Are they realistic that he gonna cut off a whole?
Family for you. So I need to know what the dating relationship look like because I made it to a marriage.
When the pick me gets picked and when they show up and the whole time it's been trash and they like I'm gonna still walk down the aisle.
So then this is two parts. Because been in a relationship where this was the case, I knew I was going against what may have been wanted, but I was going for what I wanted.
Okay. Yeah.
And I tried my best to let that be known to my significant other. And then also at the same time of, okay, I know how people really feel, but that also means I had to understand if something happened between me and significant other, like, you really can't open your mouth because they already kind of done told you choosing to go this route.
Yeah, that they done with you, washing their hands kind of stuff.
Situation. Well, and it's not that we're not gonna support you, but we gonna let it be known every time you like verbally, like, bruh, that ain't a good look, like something, right?
Yeah.
So also, which means that would have ended up in a marriage. I was coming with the understanding at this point, like, look, something happened. We can't go back. Don't nothing back there get told what's happening right here. Like, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
But, and I say that to say, if y'all made it to the aisle, then obviously both of y'all have already told the people behind y'all, look, this who I want to be with. This what we riding and dying in. So,
or you gonna wind up like Candy and Todd with Candy Mama
Lord. Throwing shade every time.
Yeah, throwing shade. Or I ain't coming to the wedding.
That's what families do. So, and when you talking about boundaries, my family still keep. Like I've already told them, I don't even want a wedding. Like, cause one, I'm not going to the debt to pay for a wedding.
Thank you.
It's vows between me, him, and God. So ain't none of y'all God. My witnesses are gonna be my best friend and maybe his best friend, maybe my brother, cause my brother will be ride or die, even if he like, look, this might go up in flames, but you know what? I'm right here with you. That's what I'm right here supposed to do. So like, but hopefully that's not the case. But I say that to say like, those are like going into a union. You want your pack. So if your family don't agree, and I'm saying this must mean that it's just something where like maybe they don't like the way this person was raised, or they don't like this person's religion,
or his job,
or something. Whatever. There's something they don't agree with, but it's trivial, like it's not detrimental, life changing. Like, yo, actually, that's a red flag. They trying to save you type situation.
Yeah. Right.
Then that should be established before you get to the aisle, which means that if anything come up, you defending your significant other. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about what you saying behind closed doors or behind my back. If we get into a disagreement, hopefully we in counseling already, because that's, like we said, those checkpoints. We don't have to have anything wrong. Mm-hmm. But so if something going on, we need to sit on your couch, because one, we know you a third party that's not going to take it anywhere else. So we can argue this out between us.
Right.
May even say some things we know we going to regret, but we going to hopefully make up about it. But without it getting out into the outside world. And then it's like, well, we ain't like them anyway. So what you gotta say? And then they say, they hearing it from somebody else that ain't even you, which gonna cause a whole nother issue.
But something else you touched on when you said, looking at, is it trivial things like, oh, that's really like, well, no, it's really like a red flag, like you need to mess with her, or it's trivial things? Because what comes to mind, we're gonna do an episode on this show, Love Is Blind. We've been watching it on Netflix. But when I think about one of the couples, it's Barnett and I think it's Amber. Basically, even on the show, in the pods, Barnett seemed like he was gonna be the true fuck boy. They got out of the pods. Barnett actually has his life together. Amber ain't got shit going on.
I got man credit. I ain't got no money. I'm got a trailer park.
I'm dead.
I don't want to drop the bomb on him in that kitchen. So he's looking like.
And then the wedding tonight, and I really wonder if they gonna be if they don't even make it to the wedding tonight.
And then when he took her home to the family, the way his family was looking
his mama was just like in the sun.
I can't believe you brought her here.
Like nobody was feeling her.
And she said she was nervous, but I think it may have been nerves, and then also. Families help you see what's infatuation and what's love.
That's what I think
around the family, you can't be all up on him, y'all making out every 15 seconds. You gotta actually sit in a room and not let sex be the drive. So like,
you gotta show up at the holidays and let's see what he do when they get to fighting. When your family gets acting the fool, he don't get no disclaimer. Like, see what this nigga gonna do.
All that.
Like, you see me about to fight. What you gonna do?
But even just looking at their backgrounds, Barnett stated when he pulled up to their house, I was worried about how my house looked to her.
But this bitch
But he didn't. But look at
They didn't even go inside her house.
He was even nice, but he was nice about how he said it. So even I was like, dang, Barnett ain't even the dude I thought he was. Like that was really
he wasn't. He really flipped the script. He really flipped the script.
He really looking out for her. Something that you said, like, about the red flags, I feel like there comes a point where you consider wise counsel with family.
Right.
Don't always disregard, because a lot of times,
not all family retarded.
A lot of times we did this bitch, we didn't drink the Kool-Aid. They gave us that good thing. And, that's all we see.
Most times at least one family member like, let me talk to you. One family member like, he the one. Or no, I'm like,
let me put a bug in your ear.
Yeah.
I think your boy a murderer.
And that's why I said, like, that's what I said.
On the Netflix special, I don't know.
And that's
the boy just sold me a laptop.
That's why I said it was trivial, because families at some point the trivial will have to stop. You're gonna get tired of talking about this person's job, etc. when you see they're treating me right. But if something going on behind closed doors and you don't feel like I'm treated right, you're not gonna be able to let that go.
No, that's the thing. That's when you really have to have boundary. And I've watched that in my parents' marriage, where my dad was not really the nice guy. He wasn't the liked one. So because he didn't come really from the greatest family unit and dynamic. So my family, who's a loving family, we have Sunday dinners. It's a big thing. We got the matriarch and the patriarch. It's a whole thing. He's like, what the fuck? Like, what's this bullshit? Why we gotta go over here every Sunday? I don't understand. And he talks about that. Like, he really learned about being in the family but my mom had to learn quickly. Like, my mom is an identical twin. So, it's just a different type of energy. And my grandmother had them young at like 19. So they're not far apart. It's the three of them. It's just it's close. That's just how it is. So, she'll say something. She's frustrated my daddy about something. He done did something. He doing something he ain't supposed to be doing. Whatever. Right. Call my aunt. Now everybody's pissed. And everybody got everybody has little nasty comments. They treat him different ways, So then I get older and I notice stuff. So this is from a child's perspective. So I noticed stuff. I noticed my grandmother making comments about my father. And so I said, Mom, I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. Tell her to not say nothing else negative about my father when I'm around. It's gonna be a problem.
Don't tell my dad.
I don't care what he did. I don't care what he did. He take care of me.
Right.
He may not be a good husband, but he my daddy.
Right. So let's be clear,
grandma or not.
Okay.
He gave me life, so I needed to, and so my mom's had to, she's had to have that boundary. She's had to be like, hey, like. But she had to learn to stop telling people. Telling the family outside stuff.
They only can say shit that you tell them.
Especially when he's not the nice, he's not the liked one. He wasn't the liked, spouse to be around. So it's like, okay, you can't let people in too much into it, because then they gotta, then they, like you said, they ain't gonna let it go. Like they don't. They pissed. They have to. Because
family hold it forever.
I'm about to say they hold it on for years.
This is a great point, point to say, like, honestly, like, y'all know when we telling y'all about relationships, we talking about the ones that, like, are healthy or the ones where you have to get over some roadblocks. But if you're in an unhealthy relationship, if you're getting abused in any kind of way, like, it shouldn't even just be your family. Like, you got to get out. So we not meaning that.
This is some validation. Like, I know he beat my ass, but
right,
I told him to stay out my business.
Right.
That's not what you're
saying.
There are things that your conscience is telling you. This is wrong. Yeah. This should not be this way. This is, then, obviously, like I said, always heed wise counsel. Consider the source. I look at, like, me and my mom have a very close relationship. And if I'm going through something and I seek counsel from her, she always starts with a disclaimer. Your marriage, your decision. Let me just share with you what I've experienced. She never tells me something she hadn't gone through. Now, when I went through something similar and it was this and this and this. So heed wise counsel, seek that. And if you can't, I rarely seek advice from people. Number one, I don't trust. And number two, if I see you doing deviant shit, it's you not finna tell me.
Well, I'm not going to ask you anything.
That nigga damn drowned you last week. You talking about work it out, sis. What? No, ma'am. I'm not going to listen to you.
Well, I trust you.
So think about that and consider, like, your partner. If you know he stay on bullshit and somebody point that out to you,
don't get mad.
Sometimes you gotta just be like,
that's not trivial. That's a red flag. That's somebody being real. So you have to know if it's something. I think before you get to the commitment or the walk down the aisle, you have to really evaluate. Like we said, all the family members not crazy. All the friends not crazy. You got to take a look and see what is the consensus saying on top of what you already know. Exactly. On top of what you already know, because if it really is some fuck shit going on, you probably already know that. And you probably deny.
You know that. You know your man.
Yeah.
You know your partner.
Exactly.
So you kill me like, I'm just so distraught. Girl,
dudes will go to the lengths. Like, you hear it's the baby mama. It's always the ex-girlfriend.
Everybody else.
You gotta start asking too, which ex-girlfriend? Because I mean, technically, when you dating like 15 people at the same time, so how do I really know it's the one you telling me about? Because I did gotta evaluate my like where I'm at.
My judgment.
Because if you had 15 of them and you was just kindly telling me, but that's because you ain't like her. Do you like? Where I stand on the likable level?
Yeah.
It's like, how many you got going on with me right now? Yeah. Like, because if I make you mad today, is you got one on the side.
You got 14 other ones you can go talk to.
So does that mean the ex-girlfriend that's bothering me today is the one you was just sleeping with yesterday? Like, I'm confused. Yeah. Like,
it's a lot of things, and I think in order before you get to that point, we have plenty of episodes people to listen to. You got to pay attention to the red flags. You got to pay attention to those things that are non-negotiables. You have to pay attention to, honestly, if you dealing with a nigga that got 8 kids, you dealing with Future, and everybody's like, no, sis, you need to listen to them. So it's certain things. We love the kids, but it's just certain stuff. It's like, how can he really, and say you have none, but you want some kids, so what you gonna make 9, 10? Like, what? Yeah. How can you honestly really even take care of them? So it's just some things when you walk into a situation where you find out about a man or a woman, it's like, nah, they probably just need to focus on themselves.
Yeah. And then you have to recognize your own deviant behavior as well, because a lot of times we stop acting like ourselves and start like a total fucking nut behind some new shit.
Especially early on.
So and then you know, friends and family start seeing like, hey, you're not being yourself no more. But then you good, take offense. And you get offended. They just want to see me happy. They when I'm down, everybody just want to see me by my damn self.
You sipping on something. Let me get it from you. Stop drinking that.
You full of Kool-Aid. Full of it.
You was thirsty and they tried to. Hey, you too thirsty. You can die if you drink shit.
You got the sugars now. You got to add water, dilute the shit.
You still
remain yourself. So a lot of times I look at like when we talk about like the influence, I feel like my friends are more influential than my family.
As you get older.
Because college is where you meet the real people that's gonna be in your life for a long time. Because you're there for like interests. Right? And so whenever I always run shit through my team. Like, you know what y'all think about this. And I always get like good positive feedback. But you still make the decision for yourself. Right. You still decide like, hey, they don't love me no matter what I decide. Right. And that's healthy influence.
Healthy influence. But you have people coming with a positive feedback.
And that was one thing when I looked at this topic, I thought about like, you know, how important is family in a relationship. And there are some people, I have friends and, you know, people that I know that come from very toxic families where their family is just, you know, their family is not, you know, somebody that they confide in. Their family is not their solid. It's not right. It's just like, you know, my family isn't a sport. It's like a solid thing. It's like a permanent thing for me. Like that is like a norm. It's like they're solid. Yeah. You know, some people, they come from some, you know, mama was probably doing this, doing that. They're doing that. You know, it may be all these different issues. Yep. And so they have chosen family through friends and through other people. And from there, you know, they're able to create the healthy family dynamic that they've been looking for. Right. So sometimes, you know, it's just based off of what would you consider your family? Your family. You know, and creating an environment, not just sticking with family just because that's your family and that's your blood, but being able to create the right people around you. Because if your team wasn't solid for you to be able to run stuff through them, you know, you need to reconsider, like, who are you around? People, you know, that can kind of step outside the box or kind of, you know, see something different, that can tell me something real, even if I know, you know, like, hey, you ain't got to take it, but here, I'm going to say this to you. This is how I feel. You asked me my opinion. This is just
and when you trust those people, you know that they're coming from a place of love. Like, I hear you in it. I probably already knew, I've been fucking up on that. I'm glad you I know.
You know when your significant other got advice from that fucked up
exactly.
But that's
He switched up. Like, what is that?
Yeah, so this is new.
With the side eye, like,
so what is
I ain't even gonna sit down because I know you know what you just.
I know,
right?
You know what? Okay.
I want you to say it one more time.
So you I'm gonna go out the room and come back.
So you can
try that. Like,
say it one more time. Get it out your system.
My family, I'm so appreciative of them, but I realized being the oldest and the middle child, I was talking about myself at the beginning of the podcast. Like, there's a lot of things I didn't get from my family, but I had to understand, one, my family wasn't in a position to give it to me. So seeing how my friends interact with their parents, it's just not going to be mine. Me and my mom have an interesting relationship now, but she'll never be my best friend. Like, you know, I can't be that. That's because that's not. She raises me the way my grandmother raised her. She's from an older generation. Are different. They don't do that. So like. Friends. I got, you know, in a relationship where it was progressing, and I started going to counseling because it was like, okay, so what does this look like for me to be in a healthy relationship and understand, like, how do I start setting those boundaries? Because they got to know, one, I'm not going to come to them every time we having an issue. Financially, I can't do X, Y, Z no more. Like, my money, all that, this is my family. It's going to be me, him, and whatever we establish. Right. So, I was that traditional, very, you know, Shamika, like, you're the first one to go off. We know you're going to be successful. That, not survivor's remorse, but, like, I'm hitting a whole new, like, plane my family's never hit before. Yes, I want to carry them along, but also realizing, like, I might have to reach back and grab you, because if I try to carry you, I'm not even going to make it to where I need to go. Right. So, like, all that was going on, and, like you said, like, with this, and trying to start a relationship, like, wanting to be like, okay, I'm ready at the level now where I want to start a family. How, me? You ain't even navigated your own. Like, you're now an adult, but people still see you as a child. So for the past, like, my single season, the past, I guess I should say the past 2 years, not 3, because the first year of being single, but the past 2, like, have really been me learning with my voice to speak up to them. I appreciate that, but I'm going to take this offer. I appreciate that. You ain't gotta listen if you don't like to hear me say X, Y, Z. Right. You know, just like,
you don't have to do this.
Being able, but understanding, like, I'm establishing who I am, who Shamika is. Right. And there'll be times and opportunities for me to say Shamika's the daughter of, Shamika's the brother and sister, like, you know, the sister of, Shamika is the niece of. But what's most important is that Shamika know who Shamika is. So when I stand before somebody and I'm talking about who I am, I'm not always referencing what you've told me, what we've done. Like, I understand who I am. Right. And then, like, the second part to that I was going to say was just, even in doing that, there was something
like creating your own family dynamic.
And you were talking about even, like, what you were talking about with your grandma. I literally heard a woman say recently, and it made so much sense, and I was like, God, I wish I heard that, like, so many years before now. She took herself out of a relationship because she didn't want her daughter to have to decide between who her father was and who her mother's husband was. I never heard it like dissected like that. So I think even that's a great indicator too. When we're talking about families and friends and relationships, like, if this person is 2 different people and you're having to worry about how others are seeing him or how your child is seeing them, then maybe it's time for you to remove yourself so they can remain being that person to those people. And you can get who you need to see for you.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's very real. Yeah.
That's real.
Just some snaps on that.
That's real.
That's a whole lot.
Because honestly, think about it. Sometimes that one role you play, you're just better at that role.
Right.
And you just don't have the tools to be nothing else.
Never.
You don't.
Yep, you just the husband, or you just the good dad, or you just this. Yep, and sometimes that's how it is.
And it's accepting people for that. Just okay, I accept that you gonna get trash ass husband, but a father, that's you.
Yeah,
that's your lane.
And and I think the one thing, real quick, when a part of me creating my healthy boundaries around that, because my parents' relationship was very rocky, and growing up, I was my mom's first child, so it was like me and her. It was so. I carried a lot of it, and that's something that I had to really process through in my own healing journey. Yeah. And so now I've made it very clear, like, I don't want to hear nothing about it. Yeah. So it was one time she got pissed at me because they were like arguing. It was a thing, and I was actually living in my mom's house, and this was right after school. And I woke up one day, I heard him yell, and I was like, And I closed the door and I laid back down and I text my brother. I was like, FYI, something going on. If he acting weird or something. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I heard this. I don't know. I ain't worried about it. Yeah. So then my brother said something to my mom. She was like, you knew? Whatever. I was like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. It's not my business. Yeah. At the end of the day, my daddy wasn't the greatest husband. He wasn't the greatest father. Yeah. I had to forgive him for who he was, and I had to realize that he is a human, and that he wasn't taught those things. Right. So I had to make peace with that, and I healed from that. That's why I can say, all right, he could do a lot of wrong things, but that's still my daddy.
This is my journey. Still my daddy, and my journey.
And so I have to be like, all right, that's y'all marriage. It don't have anything to do with me. Yeah. Keep me out of it. I'm not carrying it anymore. That was my boundary. Like, I am not doing it anymore. I love you to death. I did it when you didn't even ask me to. Yeah. But I need you to know I have to be my own woman. I have to create my own things. I have to create my own type of relationship dynamics. And so my mom respects that now.
It's a struggle. Have to do it. Yes, it's a struggle. A lot of us have to do that to our parents, because parents, for whatever reason, especially as you get older, we are their venting and their sounding boards. Yes. And sometimes about their husband and other kids, their other family members. It's too much. It's like, no, she had to tell them, like, no.
Talk to your siblings.
I can't carry it.
Yes.
Right. What I was saying. What you want me to do? What you think? What they saying?
Notorious for doing that. Yeah. She's like, you need to talk to your brother, but I'm the baby.
Yeah.
You want me to him.
Right. Hey,
Mama said. Exactly. I don't want you to know this. I don't really care what you do, but I'm just telling you.
I'm not going to do that today. So you got to have those boundaries. You be like, okay, Mom, I don't know what he did. Maybe he had a bad day.
Yeah. Right.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Right?
But don't call me.
And be like,
I gotta call you back. Bye.
Right. Like you said, because then if I call, well, what did she tell you? Like, now you mad. That causes an issue between them. So it's
or they be like, call him, but don't tell him I told you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And you gotta be careful with mothers and their sons. Mothers and their sons. I like to call them mothers and their punk ass sons. Because my mama's guilty of this. Yeah. My brothers can be wrong as two left feet, baby. Yeah. But they ain't wrong enough for her.
Yeah.
All it's that
day.
Girl.
Yeah.
It's that
all
other
day.
one. Because they make them act like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Black mothers.
And you know he was trying to be good and faithful and trying to be good to them kids. But she just nagged too much. She talked too much.
It was her.
And that's why he went out there and cheated on her. Now, you know,
But what did you do to him?
And they son. What did you do to him? So that other influence, when you know you have an enabler behind you,
that's really different.
That's a different type of influence. When you like, you got a problem with it. Yeah. Ain't nobody else ever had a problem with it.
Yeah. Act like Carlton on Love Is Blind. Ain't nobody else ever said this before you.
With me being biased. But you.
Everybody got to wait. I was like, I need you to see this. That's how we were writing about it. Said you need to watch it. Because I need you to see this. I said I need everybody to see this part. I need to see.
Ain't nobody ever told you.
It ain't nobody ever beat your ass. How about you?
I need to see the reunion because I need to see how his face look when he see that played back.
Oh, he's been all over social media apologizing and stuff.
You gotta see that played back
because she didn't do nothing wrong.
She did
nothing wrong.
He was a true narcissist and a gaslighter.
Calling her B.
He called her bitch, and then said her wig was fine. You are a gay man.
You are a gay man. That gay man showed up.
I feel like
twirling gay man.
Yeah, he wasn't experimenting. He wasn't experimenting. He was all for experimenting.
I feel like he saved her.
Okay.
I feel like he saved her though, because honestly, the way she was going, I feel like she may have like compromised a little.
Oh, she would have. I think she would have.
So he saved her when he came straight out the gate. Oh, ain't no use, sis. Don't even try to go in there and like marry him. See,
he definitely
experiment over.
I was Shayna. Shayna said I would have drowned that nigga.
Yeah, immediately on live TV.
Like, I'm trying to have a good conversation with you. I'm trying to have a healthy adult.
Trying to get an understanding. But you don't like my feelings,
and you just getting defensive and crazy. You gonna call
nobody ever felt this. Have you ever put a ring on anybody else's finger? And I don't care nothing about nobody else but me.
Because you've been rejected about it. So what is she? What is it?
And that's why he's been all over social media apologizing. We're good now, this and that. Well, she's just a forgiving soul, because I would be like Jocelyn and Stevie J on the internet, ready to whoop everybody.
Windmill season.
Yeah,
right.
But
live and living color.
Like, because we're talking about now too, like how we're all like viewing them. I think knowing like how my family are now and like my friends, I'm not saying my friends' opinions are more important than my family's opinion, but I would introduce my significant other this time around to my friends first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they say you cool, so we're going to give it a few more months till you meet the family. Yeah. But if they like, hey, Meek, because when they say we know you, they get both sides. Like, they
can see right
there.
You know?
Right, so then when they like, yes, something ain't hitting, or y'all look a little awkward around us. Yeah, you ain't even make it around the family then.
Right.
Them the homies. You ain't even got to watch your language or nothing. Like, we
We just really be free with the friends.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's interesting. I was looking at something and they were talking about it was the Red Table Talk, and I think Magic Johnson's son was on there, and he was talking about how he's never brought anybody home, and they were just talking about not bringing people home to meet parents and stuff. And I really liked what Willow said. Willow was like, well, I consider my parents and my family, sacred. And so she was like, bringing somebody home, I need them to understand the sacredness of what that means. So I don't just bring just anybody around. I have to bring people that really gets that. And so I think like a piece of that, sacredness is it's with my friends. These are people that I'm 100% myself with. That they see all sides of Jane, all the complexities, all this different. So I need you to see that. I need you to see if you can keep up with them. I need you to see if you can keep up with them. And you can't even go no further. Because you ain't gonna be able to keep up with my family.
No.
My cousins, you gonna walk in, my cousin's gonna be like, damn nigga, what you got on? What you doing? Right. My grandma's gonna be like, where you from?
Right. On your head. Right.
Automatically.
Right.
I love it. You gotta be able to throw it back. Like, come on. This is what it is.
Getting the roll.
This is what it is.
And I think that's a great thing too, of like, and I know I'm showing my age, dating as an adult versus like dating when you're younger. Like, your interactions with people are totally different. Right. When you're younger, you study thinking about being respectful. You might be really quiet around his family. You ain't saying much. You meet new people. You kind of there. Now you be with them and y'all hanging out in different areas. You talking to the friends. Oh, okay, we gonna grab a little bit of this, a little bit of that, go find a corner. Like, you just interact differently because you're comfortable and
your own
understand who I am. So when I present myself, it's not out of disrespect. I'm gonna respect you, but I'm also an adult. So the way we communicate differently. You can ask me who my people's is, and if you're not satisfied with the answer, I owe you no more. No more. So
I definitely like that. You have to go to the friends, then the real, the blood family. But I want to ask this. This is a test question, and somebody said that a therapist told them this allegedly. The answer to it. So it says if it's you, your partner, and your child, y'all are in a car wreck, and you are able to save just one person, who do you save?
My child.
I feel like I know that.
Okay, so don't you answer. You said you save who?
My child.
I really don't.
You gotta give an answer.
I guess my child.
Okay, I guess. Look. Who you said? What did you say, Carl?
I don't even know if because I don't.
Just
off the bat, you want to think like you're gonna save your kid, but then it's like, man, like.
You have to choose.
Is like this. I'm about out of that one. I can't.
You cannot. Okay, so Nicole, what do you choose?
I have to take my child on this one.
Okay.
I get what you're saying because your partner is like.
Because I think of like just the. Not what I'd probably fucking lay in there and die with them. Like we all stay together. Because life ain't living without the love of your life, and life ain't living without the loss of a child. Like either way, it's either way.
All right, so Mika, what would your clinical mind say when it comes to you, your partner, your child? Who do you save?
It would have to be the spouse. But the breakdown of that being, if I save my child, like, am I going to be comfortable with the outcome of whatever happens? Because let's say we didn't say how we were surviving the crash. What if I die soon after and then my child is left alone in the world? Or what if I do save my child, but the damages are so extent that their little body is not able to sustain that, so then they die soon after. So now I've lost both of them.
Yeah.
And then also, if we're talking about in the sense of a relationship, if I'm able to produce, me and my spouse can make a family. But if my spouse was truly the one for me, the one God has handplucked for me, there will never be anybody else out there for me. Mm-hmm. So I've now chosen a life alone.
See, I wasn't far off with what I said.
And I think because when somebody told me, they said that the thing was you aren't ready for marriage if you were to say, I'm going to pick my child. That you should pick the husband. And I don't know if they gave the answer as deep as you did, but it makes sense. So those are variables. So I think that's what you say.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And then I guess when you really kind of just break that down and think about it, you and that spouse got together to create these things, for better or for worse. The deal is I'm always choosing you, right?
Right.
The deal is me and you cover these children, right? Me and you together. I'm always choosing you, no matter what. I'm choosing you, and that's hard because if you think about it, when you choose your children in times of distress between your marriage, are you going to always choose your child? Because that's who you're choosing to save. You're choosing this person you both created,
but they
or
always
whoever created.
They say children are forever. Sometimes these niggas ain't.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
She went somewhere else with that.
That's a tough one. I pray I never
think
in that situation.
And I think you worded it greatly when you said your spouse. Because had you said your baby daddy, your baby mama, you know, we ain't married yet.
Yeah, you definitely not getting saved.
Say bye to daddy,
right? You know,
I had your new one next week.
You named someone that we clearly like. We've been through a lot for me to have made that decision. That I'm, like you said, I'm gonna always choose you. And once again, y'all, this is an example. If we triggered anybody, we sorry.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we triggered anybody. If we triggered anyone, we are sorry. So, what do y'all think about this? You know, the saying of happy wife, happy life. Do y'all believe in that?
Happy spouse, happy life.
Yes, that's what I
happy
believe.
we happy still.
I hope my husband listen to this because it's just not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. And I had never heard it till he said it, but when he said it, I was pissed off and I was trying to receive it. So I hope I'm not going to post this episode and promote that one.
Just
happy
skip over that part in the car. Just skip over that part in the car.
But a lot of people think that it is happy wife, happy
so
life.
One-sided. So I get to be the only one that's happy. It's like brides who say it's my day.
But because of the emotional part, though. And I think it's truly the emotional aspect. They be like, you know, so if you like do say all the time, so if you come home and your girl is mad, the whole house is totally different. You know, nothing is right. Nothing you say is right. Nothing you did. Nothing. Whatever you did that was minute is blown up. And I think it's all based upon an emotional aspect, but. Everybody need to be happy in the goddamn house. Yes. So if I come in the house and I'm good, and my man is in there and he is like had a horrible day, then what's my good day doing? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, so we're not gonna have fun in this house because you're bad. So now we need to solve the problem.
So we can move forward.
But is the energy transferable? Like, if I'm having an awesome day,
absolutely.
It depends on how fucked up my day was.
Exactly.
It might take a moment. It might take a moment to get that energy, and depend on what the situation is.
Thank you.
You know, was it just a rough day at work, or did I lose my job?
Yeah.
You know,
I would never think that it's all dependent upon my mood. Yeah. You know,
that's giving me too much power. But I've dealt with people like that feel like, if they were mad, we gotta stay mad, you know, because I think if with me in relationships, if we dealing with something, we upset, we can talk through it, work through it, and we move on. Like, we're not gonna stay mad all day. But I deal with people that want to be mad all day, and if I walk through like, you want to get something to eat, they snarled up. You about to eat? Yes. Like,
do you want to go?
Right.
I mean, you can be mad, but I'm trying to think of your health. So
yeah,
we even on.
I think when they kind of allude to happy wife, happy life. I think it's more so of if she's happy, she's gonna make sure he's happy, and his happy.
But that sounds like it puts my responsibility. But it's equal. That's why it's happy spouse, happy house. What you say?
Yeah.
Because our happiness is dependent on each other.
Yes.
I'm not the sole,
the sole
person to provide your happiness and vice versa.
I think we also have to look at like time frames, because if we look at like historically a place women play in the house, you're always looked at as the provider. Nobody was concerned about your happiness. They were just concerned with your health so that you could take care of them.
Right.
So it was a way to remind him, like, it isn't just about her being able to care for you. What are you doing to care for her?
Right. Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. So how do you all, let's go around and see, how do you all feel personally about if your family doesn't like your partner, if you encounter that in real life? I'll start. I ain't gonna say I don't care, but I think thing is, my family real cool. They like everybody, so I ain't really got much of an opinion. I can bring anybody around my family. Hey, well, we want something to eat? It ain't a whole lot of, and we are a close knit family. But I guess in a sense, they aren't openly judgmental people, I would say. So they it's not too many people. Anybody I brought around my family's never been like, nah, that ain't the one. But after my mama done said some shit like, yeah, I knew he wasn't it. Why you ain't tell me?
You wasting all our time.
Yeah.
What you doing now?
You wasting all our time.
Yeah, my family is just very loving and open. They don't make a big deal. You come in and just like, hey, how you doing? Life goes on. Yeah, that's how it is. So I don't think I would encounter that, but let's go on both sides. I think if a person's family didn't like me, I would just get with my partner, just try to get to the bottom of why. Because ultimately, anybody who I'm dealing with at this point, I have my stuff together just like they do. So I think it's something that maybe they wanted you to marry your high school sweetheart or something, and I ain't, so nothing to do with me. They just holding on to something foolish. I think at this point, if I'm not out here like Amber and Barnett, so
right, exactly,
right. So we're gonna go to you.
Oh, I had to be next. Okay.
Yeah.
So twofold. If we marry, it's till death do us part. So I don't care who got an opinion, as long as you ain't, beating my ass or doing something that clearly I know is wrong
or causing you harm,
me harm. Then the vow is that we take it to God and we gonna handle it. Yeah. So that's what's gonna happen. If we dating, once again, it depends on, like you said, that trivial versus life. If they see like, hey, these tendencies gonna turn into something that's a problem, not know his job, etc., but like these behaviors gonna be a problem, I'm gonna have to take that into consideration. And then if it's vice versa and it's his family, like you said, we're gonna have a discussion like, what is it like that they have a problem with me about? Because if it's something that truly makes me who I am and I clearly can't change it, then unfortunately, I'm the type of person with my personality, I'm not going to make you make a choice. So
what you want to do?
If you letting me know the vibe of the conversation is, hey, babe, they really don't like this about you, or she don't like you because of X, Y, and Z, and you looking at me like, so how we going to change this? Then I'm going to have to politely be like, dang, I hate this hurt because I thought you was doing, but clearly you're not, because it's something about me you willing to change.
Yeah, tell them, keep the Tito's away while I'm at your mama's house. Yeah. I ain't going to drink over here. Drink water only while we just bring your family.
Emma's like this.
Yeah. Was fucked up. Oh my God. I was laughing so hard.
Oh my God. Her mama was like,
I was embarrassed for her. I was turning red behind the TV screen like, no.
Yeah, I was embarrassed for her.
She was in a lot, guys. It was a lot.
So Jane, what do you feel if your family doesn't like your partner?
I feel like at the end of the day, it's my decision. It's my life. And so one thing that I make jokes about my family. Yeah, we have our moments, but I do come from a very awesome family that do accept me being an individual, and they understand that is a part of my expression in this lifetime is to be as individual as I want to be.
Right.
And so they do respect me. My mom does respect my decisions. She'll give her opinion, and she'll be like, all right, but it's your life, it's your thing. I'm just gonna give you you because I'm a woman. I've been a woman a little longer than you. You know, she like say that. So then she'll be like, you know, this is my opinion. This is what it is. But then she does back up and, you know, does her thing. So when I do bring people around, you know, my cousins, they, you know, they act a fool. So, you know, they joke or whatever. But they still be like, you know, what's up, man? Like, what you do? You know, everybody's cool. Nobody makes it a thing, like you said.
Right.
But my mom will pull me, unlike your mom, my mom will pull me aside later on. You know, and she'll wait till I get to have some time by myself, you know. And I'm like, so what you think? Because I want you to see. My mom ain't never been wrong about one person. Her gift of discernment is real. So she be like, I think he's a little too slow motion for you. He can't really keep up, but you know. Go ahead. That's what she does, you know. So I think that they have, you know, and I think that I have learned ways to, you know, enforce my boundaries in, you know, respectful ways and still be like, okay, this is what it is. Or, you know, what is really wrong with this person? What is it that you don't feel is, you know, if it's something that you feel is toxic towards me, something that you feel is going to bring me down, is going to, you know, interrupt the things that I've built or interrupt, you know, who I've become as a person, absolutely, I'm open to that. But, you know, because I trust my family with that. I don't feel like they just gonna say something like, I don't like him, because he don't be going to church. I don't like him. You know, I know that they're not gonna be petty like that. Right. You know, so I think, and the other way around, I don't know. That I really wouldn't know what to do. I think I would try to, like, at least have some type of understanding. I don't know if I would directly speak to the family, but I would be, you know, be talking to my partner, like, how do you think I should go about this? What do you think that we should do? I don't ever want you to feel, you know, tied between me or your family. Right. You know, but I did want you to kind of be able to put your foot down and be like, all right, now, this is my wife, this is my house, this is whatever. But, you know, I want us to figure it out before we even get to a more committed stage. Like, what are we... You know, what is what's going on? What you got an issue with? You know, because I want to be. I mean, I like to accept other people's families. I believe in that. If I do get married, like, you're my family too. Yeah, like, this is my family. We're creating a family. So, like, I wouldn't, you know, be trying to have a lot of ties and a lot of issues. You know, that's me. But.
Definitely not gonna be walking on eggshells because your mom over here.
Exactly. She's still gonna know respectfully. This is my house. Yeah. Catherine.
Yeah.
You can have a seat on the couch. Yeah. Can I bring you something?
Yeah. You can sit right here.
Okay.
Definitely putting something in your drink.
Right.
Put a little Quaalude. Yeah, you're right. I'm sitting there waiting.
Like, count down.
Look at that. What you doing, nothing? Why your mama sleep the whole time?
What's going on with her?
Yeah, she was
killing all that cookies.
Baby, that was eyes.
Them cookies, yeah, she thought they was chocolate chip cookies. Your mama fucked up an edible.
That would be me. That would be me. I would have the edibles. Yeah. Like, there we go. That would be me. That would be me. Okay, y'all, we finna eat these cookies.
Yeah, gather around. Everybody has to eat one.
Everybody has to eat
one. For me, well, my family has an understanding of if I've always, like, been, like, on my own shit. Yeah. So if I even go through the trouble of bringing somebody to y'all, because I've only brought one person around my family, because, like you said, they're sacred. But if they decided they don't like someone, I'd be like, okay, thank you. Yeah. That's all I got. Yeah. Like, thank you. But at the end of the day, I go home, I have to deal with whatever that is, and I like to take ownership of my own decisions. So, like, I try to see, like, where you're coming from in it, like, if it's a good place or whatever. But if you don't like that person, that's your issue. If you have that issue, y'all need to work it out, fine. But I like this person. Yeah. You know, so that's where I'm going to sit with that one. But again, like, if it's something detrimental and they're pointing that out, then of course I'm going to pay attention to that. But if it's something like, well, I don't like his background, I don't like what he do, I don't like he got kids or some shit like that, then I'm like, well, let's not pull out everybody's flaws right now. Yeah, I got a list of them I could whip out on you. So, you know, so that's kind of like where my mindset is. Like, a lot of people, I don't like to govern my decisions moving forward on the absolute petty or thoughts or opinions of other people. Right. Because I'm the one that have to deal with that shit later. You know? So...
I'm a little bit different.
How? Tell us more.
I didn't bring a lot of people home. I think my husband was the first person I brought home, and I had a kid. I didn't bring my baby daddy home. He had to stay out there in the wilderness once, where we made it and had a child. I respect my parents and my siblings because I know we love each other so fiercely. They ain't gonna play petty with me. They're not gonna play with my feelings. They're super protective of me. They know my heart. They know I'm a Pisces. I just wanna, give it and love it. Yeah. And they know that, and they know that with that, that naiveness, love makes me so naive sometimes. And I really rely on them to kind of be that stabling to balance me out sometimes. So I do kind of filter. I use them as a filter of like, well, what do y'all think? And then once my decision is made, then I'm good. Now there are situations that I will toss to my brothers and be like, what do you think? You're a guy. And my brothers don't steer me wrong because they know I'm not going to dismiss them. And I'm not just going to be, my sister's like that. I can be like, hey, red flag sis, don't you think he a scammer? You don't talk about that in my life. 3 months later. Dang. This nigga took everything from me. That escalated. So I consider because my parents pray over me. Yeah. They pray over my husband. They pray for us. And I kind of heed that, and when my mom, if she says something, she doesn't say he's trash, get rid of him. She's like, hey, maybe just something for y'all to kind of consider when y'all were working out some stuff. I noticed this, and that may be something that y'all can work on together. Yeah. That may be something that you can help him with. It's never in a detrimental, you better listen to me. It's always sound advice. Right. Okay. So for me, I do consider that if I brought somebody home prior to getting married and my mom was like, I'd be like, so what made you do that? It? Yeah. What was it? So what about that? Did you think do you think that person was just gonna be awful for me? Well, can I tell you what I saw in him? Yeah. And my mom was always, my family's really open to okay, well, maybe because we didn't see that. Right, we're all about establishing rapport. Yeah. Like you said, the big family dinners, my family do that almost every other Sunday. Yeah. And that's where I bring them and hey, I want to see how you interact with the masses. Yeah. And my mom be like, he a little too standoffish. I don't think that's going to fit well for you in the long run. Yes. So I do heed that and listen to that when I'm making my decision because I'm going to tell you, it comes back up later. Yeah. It does. When you're in a marriage, you go back to things that your parents and your family, your friends say, my mom, she said she didn't like you.
Ain't shit.
She said she was gonna do this. She said she was gonna do this. She said you was gonna get me right here. I
was gonna be right in this spot.
Right here. To me, that input from them is very instrumental because I feel like they always got my best interest at heart and they go so hard for me. Yeah. And they want nothing but the best for me. Right. And I've never felt for 1 second that my family has said something because going through things, being married, my mom is like, hey, do what you want to do. Fight if you want to fight. And if you don't want to fight, that's fine. We're going to be here. We're here to support. Yeah. We're not here to live it. Right. Because by all means, I don't want you to ask me to pay your damn bills. Right. So,
figure that shit out.
So, figure it out. So, I think for me, it weighs. It plays a significant role in, my decision. Only because my family dynamic is so fucking solid. Yeah. So,
makes sense. And what would you say lastly, Nicole?
Well, I would have to say that I'm a very reserved person for those who know me. And so my family is kind of like everyone else is in the room. They'll meet them and they'll be like, oh, okay. And then pull to the side and they're not always that friendly. They'll be like, I don't think he's the one. They'll be like, where did you meet him at? That type of stuff. Where'd you find him? What exactly? What exactly is it that you don't see? Right. Well, was you drunk or something? At the flea market? So, I mean, I for me, it's important, but it doesn't determine me not being with that person. Right. Yes. Right. I mean, I respect your suggestion or your feedback, and it's something for me to be mindful of when I'm with them. But it's not going to break the deal for me whether or not I'm with that person or not. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
I love it. I love it. So on that note, we'll be right back with the resolution. We are now introducing a new segment to the podcast. This is called Living Single. We want you guys to send in any of your relationship questions, if you need advice, or if you just want to give feedback on the show on a topic that we've discussed. Feel free to DM them on Instagram to Shanna Montana, or you can inbox me on Facebook, Living Single, and we'll definitely be touching on these topics on each episode going forward. All right, so we are back with the resolution. And for this segment, we're just going to do a quick round table where everybody gives their opinions on when it comes to family matters. Where should people stand? You know, whether you want to say stand on your own, is you and your partner against the world, whether you feel like your family's opinion should matter, or whether you feel like, you know, you don't give a damn about none of it. So I'll start, and I'll say that, like many of us have said tonight, that it really comes down to, when we talk about the marriage, the union, you give the vows to your husband or to your wife. You are one. You are married to that person. I think because you do have to integrate two families, you want to be aware, and the hope is that you can marry into a family of love and everything is perfect on both sides. But that's not always the case. So ultimately, I just think that, you know, you have a vow, you've made a vow to your partner. You all should hold true to that. And if you find that you are having family issues at some point, you two need to address it before you address it with the family. And that's that on that. You next.
I mean, she said it perfectly. There's really nothing else to add. Just in thinking about to death do us part. Who did you say that to?
To death do us part.
Because that's who you held accountable to, the God. Not mama, not daddy. Like, they all had.
You say none of them guys.
Yeah, like that. And the fact the Bible told them at one point to cleave from their family. You know, to break
Leave
away.
and cleave.
So when they broke away, I mean, now is your time to do the same. So the focus should be on your significant other and what you all have going on, not with the world. Because at that point, that's what your family becomes a part of. It's us and them.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else y'all want to add? We don't have to go all the way around. If anybody has anything different.
I would say, know yourself. Be your own individual. Know how to step up and speak up for yourself. Find your voice, and then find a person that has done the same thing, so that you are willing to create the life that you want with that person. You can create the new traditions that you want. You can figure out what you don't want to, without feeling guilty, without having everybody butt in. You know, and then from there, when people are giving you their feedback, you can be able to decipher what is projections and what is actual sound advice. And you know, like, okay, you're not projecting on me because, you know, daddy wasn't shit. You are really telling me, like, from experience, this is what it is, and I'm coming from a loving place. You know, if your family got some sense, you know if your family ain't got no sense. Right. So, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, but still be open. You know, be open to listen to people that have experienced, you know, something that you're walking into that is new. Be open to the, you know, to some of the wisdom that can come from that. It may be a lot of bullshit you gotta weed through, but it may be a little gem in there somewhere. So, but the more that you know yourself, the more you're able to weed through those things and see what's really for you. You know, the message will still come through regardless.
I love it.
Just for me, it's like, always remember that all relatives are not family. So, you know, and that's something I live by too. So you have a lot of people on both sides that you're related to, but family are those people that really do have your best interest at heart. And some people feel that because we're related, that means entitlement, and those are not the same thing. So just be able to discern for yourself, have the conversations with your partner regarding, you know, what you see for your relationships, where you stand when it comes to your dynamics with your family, and move forward from there. Because at the end of the day, when the doors are closed, you're all together, and you have to make those hard decisions or deal with, you know, with any of the consequences that come thereof. So, you know,
I agree.
Best interest.
And what would you say, Nicole?
I would agree with everything that's been said, and just add to that is just the balance. Have a balance in your relationship, and you have those boundaries with your family. Go ahead and establish those ahead of time individually, as was spoken here, and stick to it. Don't let them try to break you from what you believe, and stay firm to that, and just go from there.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Absolutely.
So everyone give yourselves a round of applause. This was an amazing episode. So awesome. And your opinions are always valued and appreciated. And we'll be right back with the Montana Minute. And now we have the Montana Minute. The first thing, it's up to you to decide how much your quote-unquote family matters. It is the life you are creating for yourself, not them. The next thing, take your time before you bring your partner around your family. Try to make sure it's a for sure thing for both of you, as that can alleviate a lot of painful questions and answers that you might get from the family if you are not both on the same page. And the last thing, remember that if you're looking to create your own forever, then you will be creating your own family dynamic. It doesn't mean you have to leave your family of origin completely, but it does mean that things will change. So I hope that you all enjoyed this episode, and be sure to follow us on our new Facebook page, To Be Single or Not to Be Apparel, that will be launching very soon. And I'll leave you all to decide, to be single or not to be. That is the question. Signing off, yours truly, Shanna Montana.